just rest the hands onto the knees. And I will start by saying, hello everybody, my name is Kelly, for those of you that haven't met me. Today we are going to be going through a half an hour gentle seated yoga stretch. Chair yoga is really nice and relaxing, it's really nice and comfy, and it's something that you can do at home, you can do at the office if we ever get back there, and I'll be teaching you, lots of different poses and postures that you can use to help a lot of stuff with the back, so nice twists and turns, especially when you're sitting at home and working on your work computer at home, or if you're just sitting on any chair at home. So nice stretches for the back, it's nice and relaxing, nice and calming. So we're going to start with some breathing exercises. So if you just sit back into your chair, so just making sure the back's supported, and this is here if you do have a bit of a different chair and you want to just support your lower back with a pillow, that's absolutely fine. And then just have the feet flat onto the floor. Hands are resting onto the knees. And then we're going to close down the eyes. And we're going to start by taking some nice, slow, deep inhales and slow, deep exhales. And as you breathe, just start to relax into the chair. So you're not slouching, but you're just letting the body really relax and drop down into the space here as you become present with your body and your breath. And as you breathe, really soften and relax the face. Relaxing your eyes in particular, no scrunching up the forehead. And taking a big deep inhale here, in through the nose. Open the mouth, sighing it out. And we're going to do 2 more of those. So big deep inhales into the very base of your belly, up to the top of the chest, and then as you exhale, big sigh, letting it out. And we're going to do that one more time, big deep inhale, and letting it out. Good. Now just bring your hands to your rib cage here. So I want you to feel that you are breathing into your hands, because we spend so much of our time breathing from the top third of our lungs. I want you to push into the hands as you breathe in, so you feel that you're sending the breath down into the belly there. And taking a big deep breath. And just feel how the hands and the belly just drop back down as you exhale, squeezing all of that air out. And then dropping the hands back onto your knees here. We're just going to work through a little pattern of triangle breathing here, which is a really nice and calming exercise for the nervous system. So we're going to breathe in for 4, we're going to hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold for 4. Now if you're pregnant, don't hold the breath, just keep breathing. But everybody else, I like to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. I'm going to talk you through it. So begin to exhale from your current breath and breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. allow the breath to go back to its normal rhythmic breathing. And then very gently, just bringing the head up slightly. And you can open the eyes or just keep the gaze down. We're just going to start by bringing the right hand forward and stretching out through the front of the forearm and the wrist here. And think about drawing your belly button into the spine. So sitting up nice and tall. Keeping the posture nice and straight and correct. But draw that belly button in. And then swap sides. Then we're going to bring the hands in together, just give them a little wiggle of the wrists. And then hands are coming out to the side. So pushing into the palms of your hands here. I want you to feel this from the middle fingers all the way up the arms into the neck. And we're going to just start with some nice slow semicircular neck rolls around to one shoulder, down the other side, and just very gently. Be gentle with the neck. If it feels a bit stiff and a bit tight, just go nice and slow. And back to center here. Hands come up above the head, interlace the hands, flip the palms up to the sky, and just readjust your posture here. So make sure you're sitting up nice and tall as you possibly can. Take a big inhale here. And then exhale, I want you to lean to the right, but keep your sitting bones on the chair, and keep the arms straight. And come back up to center. Big inhale again. Exhale the other side. Try and keep the sitting bones and the feet flat. And we'll come back up to center. We're going to drop the hands down onto our knees. I'm just going to turn sideways to show you this one. I'm going to remove my cushion. So I'm turning sideways, you can stay where you are. Hands come onto the knees. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. So squeeze the shoulders back, lift the chest up, and it comes up to the sky. And we're going to round the back, chin to chest. And again, inhale, you'll come up, squeeze the shoulders back, lift the head up. Exhale, chin to chest as you round the back. And let's do a couple more of these. So the more you squeeze the shoulders back, the more you're going to open up through the chest. And the more that you round the back when you go chin to chest, the more you're going to stretch through your shoulder blades. And one more time. Back up to center. Good stuff. I'm going to turn around to face you guys again. And we're going to do a simple forward fold. So you might find you want to have the knees just slightly apart. And as you forward fold, you just drop the chest down, drop the head down, and let it relax. So you might find you've got your belly resting onto your knees. If you want to put the pillow onto your chest, you can do. But make sure you've dropped your head down, let the head relax. Shake it yes and no. Shake it left and right. Just releasing any tension in the neck here. Now as we come back up, I want you to engage through the core, engage through the legs as well as you lift the body back up without the arms. Good. Now we're going to bring the hands back down to the floor and open up into a twist. So I'll show you the two options. Option one, you bring the left hand down into the middle of the hands and right hand comes up. Option two, left hand onto the chair, onto the knee, and open up to the sky. So your choice, depending on how bendy you're feeling today. We're going to open that up to the sky. And bring it down. Oh, I'm just going to check. Are you all still there? The screen's gone off. Yes, you are still there. And then we'll bring the other one down. Left hand up to the sky. Remember, you can always put the right hand onto the right thigh. And bringing it, both hands back down now. Drop your head again, just shake it yes and no. Left and right. Squeeze the core in as you lift up. Back to seated. Good, we're just going to shift away from the seat, the edge of the seat. So I'm going to turn sideways to show you. Hands come behind the back, interlace the fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. And same thing again, feet hip distance apart and start to forward fold. So So just let gravity do the work here as the hands come over the head. And we'll gently bring it back up. Release the hands in front of the face this time. Interlace the hands, and again, chin goes to chest. So a nice big rounding of the back here. And we'll bring it back up to center. Good, now for this one, we're going to turn to the side. So if we all turn to the left, and this is one of my favorite chair yoga stretches, and this is a really nice one that you can do at home, at work. It's a really good stretch to the back. So what I want you to do is grab onto the back of the chair, and we're going to lift up our spine, extend the spine, and twist over to the left. But as you do so, I want you to inhale, lift up, and then exhale as you twist. So we're trying to make a little bit of space in for the belly button here. And as you twist, keep the body twisted. Don't bring it back to the front, because we're going to try and take 3 twists around. Each time, twist that spine a little bit further. So you grab onto the back of the chair, inhale the spine up, exhale, start to twist over the left shoulder. And again, stay there. Inhale up, exhale, twist, and exhale there. And the final time, inhale the spine up, exhale, twisting and leaning over that left shoulder. So squeezing the belly button in. Keep that twisted. The more you put onto the back of the chair, the more you are going to get that twist in the back. And we'll gently, slowly release. And we'll come around to the other side. So you can see how this is a nice big stretch for the back, this one. So again, grab onto the back of the chair. Inhale the spine up nice and tall. Then exhale over the right shoulder. And again, inhale, spine up nice and tall. Exhale, right shoulder. And final time, we'll inhale up. Squeeze that belly in as you exhale and rotate over the right shoulder. Holding it there and very gently back to the front. Okay, we're going to take a little cat-cow pose here again. So just holding onto the knees, chest come forward, and then around the back, chin to the chest. And again, forward, chest comes up to the sky, and then chin down to the chest. And one more time. Bringing it back to center. Okay, now we're going to cross the right leg over the left, and we're going to do some hip opener stuff here. So depending on flexibility in the hips and the hamstrings will depend on how you feel in this one. But right leg is going to come over left. So I want you to have the right ankle over the left knee. And first of all, we're just going to grab onto the shin of the right leg. Now notice how my elbows aren't out to the side. Elbows stay in, then flex the toe of the right leg. So not pointing, the opposite one, you flex the toes. Grab onto the elbows, squeeze them backwards as you start to lean forward over that right leg. And you should feel a nice stretch on the outside of the hip here. So if you're a cyclist or a runner, this will be a nice one. And it's also a really good stretch if you are sitting a lot, just to stretch out the hips. And we always try and flex the toe, so you're turning the toes back towards your leg, so that we protect the knee here from overstretching. And then we'll bring it back up. Now hands come underneath, right hand through the center of the leg, left hand on the outside of the left leg. Grab onto the back of the thigh. Now see if you can use your right elbow to push that right knee down more as you lean forward again. So over into that right hip again. So some of you might be thinking, oh, this is really tight. And we'll bring it back up. We'll slowly release that down. Left leg comes on top of the right. Again, same thing, you want to flex the toes so that the toes are pointing back towards the shins. Hands onto the shins, elbows in, squeeze the belly in too here as you lean forward. So remember, I've got a nice straight spine. I'll just show you from the side. See, my spine is straight here. I'm not rounding and hunching. I'm keeping it straight. And then we'll release that up. Grab again onto the right thigh, underneath the thigh. You can use the left elbow to open the left hip even more as you lean forward again. So try and have a nice straight spine as you do so. And very gently we will start to come back up. Good stuff. Now I'm going to do a little hamstring stretch here. So we're just going to come to the edge of the chair, so just make sure you don't fall off. Right leg is coming out straight, and we're just going to simply reach the right hand towards the right toes. So if you're quite bendy, you might find this easy. If you're tight in the hamstrings, you might find this a little bit tough. You're bending into that right leg and should be feeling a stretch all the way up the back. And we're going to swap sides. So right leg in, left leg out. Let's bend into that left leg. Good stuff. You might find that one leg's a little bit tighter than the other. And we'll come up. Good stuff. So I'm just going to stand up now. So we're going to turn behind our chairs. So I'm going to turn mine sideways so you can see me better. Now we're going to do our standing downward dog. So just push the chair away from you. Just find a position that works for you. So I've got my legs straight, I've got my arms extended, and I'm going to bring the head through the arms. Now you can play around with this here. You might find you bend the knees one at a time. You might look under the right armpit, look under the left armpit. Get a nice stretch in the back here. So just let the gravity do the work as you drop the head through. And again, if you've not done a little twist, I encourage you just to look under the left arm and then look under the right arm. So you get a nice stretch down the side of the body. And if you want to bend your knees here, bend your knees. And you might find if you bend your knees statically, you get a slightly different stretch as well. So play around with it. But it's a real good stretch to lengthen out through the back. And then we're going to come back up to center nice and slowly. Just going to turn the chair around. Come back to our seated position. Lovely. Should feel nice stretch in the back with that one. That's a really lovely one. Now we're going to come into our cactus arms. So bringing the arms up like this. So you can sit back into the chair. If you want to put the pillow behind you, if you feel that's a little bit more comfortable and gives you a bit of support. Arms are up. So we've got our arms like this. I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades back. Spread your fingers wide. And we're going to start to bring the hands together, or the arms together, to see if we can get the elbows to touch. So it's depending on your flexibility in your arms, you might get to here and think, I can't go anymore, that's fine. Or you might be able to get them all the way. And it feels a bit weird, if I'm honest, this time. Then we're going to keep the elbows together and see if you can bring the hands down. So my elbows are falling apart here, they won't stay together, but you're really working into the shoulders. And then we're going to try from here, see if you can bring the elbows together and the hands apart. So you might find mine don't go too far. You might just be able to move the wrists, it's a bit of a weird one. And then we'll bring the hands back together, come up. Open up through the shoulders back into our cactus arms. Now we're going to take the right hand up and bend it behind the head. And the left hand is going to come behind and see if we can grab the fingers. Now, if you can't grab them, you can just grab onto your t-shirt. Just hold onto your t-shirt and walk your hands towards each other. And if you're a bit like me and you feel like your head is being pushed down by the right arm, I want you to lift the head up and push that right arm back. So make sure that you're not having that shoulder drop down. Try and take both arms back. So left arm goes back, left shoulder goes back, as well as the right. And then sitting up nice and tall. So this is a great posture pose, this one, to recorrect all of our sort of hunching that we do. And then we're going to slowly release that one. Swap sides, so left hand up, right hand comes behind. Same thing. If you might find one of you, if you're left-handed, you might get this side a little bit easier. I can't reach this side. Same thing, if you feel like your arms pushing your head down, push the head up, squeeze the belly button in, breath there and then gently release. Give your shoulders a wiggle. So we've done lots of the shoulders there. Good, now we're just going to turn sideways into our warriors here. So we're going to turn to the side, to the right side. Right thigh is going to rest on the chair. You want to have your bum right on the edge of the chair. And then take the left leg back. So we're going to start on the balls of the foot of the left leg. So you're stretching out through the left hip flexor. Try and straighten that left leg. And we're going to bring the right arm out and the left arm back. And look over your front hand. So if you feel like the knees bent, if you're tight in the hips and the legs, you're going to just want to try and straighten it a little bit to stretch it out. Don't worry if it is bent. But look over that middle finger at the front. Then start to swivel the left heel down to the ground and come into your full warrior two. So I want you to be pushing into that right thigh and extending that left leg. Arms out either way, shooting energy in opposite directions. Then we're going to turn the body all the way to the right and just grab onto the back of the chair and see if you can just stretch through the left hamstring here, or the quad, sorry. So you're just pulling that left leg back a little bit. And we're going to drop that down nice and slowly and swivel over to the other side. So left thigh is on the chair. Right leg goes behind you onto the balls of the foot. Left hand out in front, right hand behind. So you should be feeling this down the right hip flexor here. Try and keep the chest in the middle of the chair. Straighten out through that right leg at the back as you're on the balls of the foot. We'll take another breath here. And then we're going to drop that right heel down. So that as the back heel changes direction a bit, the foot's flat as much as it can be. And again, reaching the arms out, pushing into that left leg and the right leg. Push the feet in opposite directions. And then we are very gently going to bring that down. Good. Oh, sorry, we're going to do to do the quad. So hold on to the back of the chair and then pull that right leg in. And we'll gently release that down. Good stuff. So just sitting back into the chair here. I want you to take the arms back up above you. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms up to the sky and try and lift your hands up as high as you can. So imagine you're taking the top half of your body off the bottom half and look up to the sky. And bring the head back down. Now try and drop your shoulders down, so your shoulder blades down. So if you feel like you're up by your ears, just try and squeeze them down the back of your back, and see if you can just engage them there. So you're really squeezing into the shoulder blades. And then we're going to release the hands back down onto the hands. And then just give them a little wiggle of the shoulders. Then we'll go one way, then the other way. Good stuff. Then from here, just getting back into the chair, we're just going to do a little stretch for the ankles and toes before we finish off. So I want you to think about standing up out of the chair using your core and your legs. So you're not going to push up with your hands, you're going to use the muscles in your core and in your thighs. And we're going to stand up, go onto the tiptoes and come back down. So I'll show you. When you have the hands by the side, you're going to stand up, onto the tiptoes, back down into the chair with control, and up again. We're going to do it 3 times. So when you go back up, onto the tiptoes, really stretch out the toes, and come down, nice and slowly, sit back into the chair. We're going to go back up again, as high as you can, up onto the toes, drop the heels down, sit back into the chair. We'll do it one more time. Back up, control the ankles, wobbling everywhere, and back down, sitting into the chair, and hands come onto the lap. So that's how you should always get in and out of your chair. No using the table or the chair rest to sit up. I want you to use your core. So that's a good one as well for the ankles. So just sitting back into the chair now. Just bring the hands onto the knees and closing the eyes. And just breathing nice and slowly and deeply. As you breathe, just softening the face, relaxing the eyes, the cheeks and the jaw. And I invite you to follow the pattern of your breath as it comes in and out of the nose. And as you breathe, just allowing the body to sink into the chair. And just notice how your body feels. Just taking this opportunity to check in with your body and your mind and just see how they're feeling today. Is there anything that they are asking you for? And then just adjusting your posture so you're sitting up tall, back is just off the chair, hands come to a prayer in front of the heart. Taking a final big deep inhale in through your nose, open the mouth and sighing it out. And then when you are ready, very gently lifting the head up and opening the eyes. And namaste.